Okay, I'm ready.
Hello again, this is Jeff of TAOFLEDERMAUS. We have another episode of You Make It, We Mock It, where our own viewers create the slugs of tomorrow. Today we have a brand new designer from Texas named Diceman. And if we accidentally call him Ronnie, please ignore that. Now, I received these slugs in April, and about a month and a half later we finally shot them. The slugs are made of aluminum, brass, and have a steel threaded sleeve running down the center of them. They weigh 1 ounce, which is around 28 grams, and each slug is heavily knurled. And that's kind of unique because we haven't had any other slugs that are knurled like that. Now looking closer, we can see that he did sort of some freestyle machining. Each one is slightly different than the other, different types of knurling and different shapes of the nose. Now, even minor variations in weight or shape can affect the consistency, the accuracy overall, but at least the weights are all consistent, and that may help things. And another thing that will help them, especially out of a smoothbore, is the fact that they are very nose heavy. The center of gravity is way up towards the front, and they are essentially Diablo shaped. We got the skirt on the back, which will help stabilize them, hopefully, without any spin. But it's pretty obvious to me that Diceman has been paying attention, watching the videos, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and implemented those designs into his design. Now, these do use a powder actuated device, and the ones he supplied are very old. I've never seen nail gun blanks like that before. Also, inside the cavity, we have some magnesium shavings. They're actual shavings, not powder. So again, if that works, it'll look really cool in slow motion. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Today we'll be using an X12X gas seal, a leather support wad, and surrounding our projectile is a black sabot. If we find any black sabots out on the range, we know that they definitely came from this round. Half the rounds today will be using long shot, the other half tight wad. It'll be interesting to see how those two compare. Okay, we've seen enough of the Lazy Susan nonsense. Let's get out and test these.
I sent you a picture.
Fair,
at least
fair.
you-
And I didn't know what I was looking at, so
okay.
I'm gonna call it the Frankenstein because it looked very weird. But I'm excited to shoot stuff with it. And I know that you did 2 different loads. One you put tight wad,
Yep.
TW, and then another one is LS for long shot.
Yep.
So if you want to explain that a little bit.
Yeah. I just, as a comparison, 20 grains of tight wad, 30 grains of long shot, and we should get about the same velocity. I'm guessing about 1,500 feet per second.
So I'm excited to shoot that. We're gonna shoot the little Tony today. So
No, I think we're just gonna take one shot with that.
Oh, one shot with the Tony?
I want to show that I believe these will be self-stabilizing like an air rifle pellet, and I just want to prove that and verify it. Otherwise, people will scream at me if I don't do that. So,
Okay.
should have shot it with a smoothbore. They always want it. You know, it. As I've often said, you can stabilize anything with rifling for the most part. When you can make a slug that is self-stabilizing, that's where the magic happens. That's the impression. You know, that's impressive ballistics there.
Speaking of magic, let's make some happen.
I got it. Shut up, Jeff. In other words. Okay, long shot, smooth bore. They're not calling you into work, are they?
Nope.
Bead sight's a little less precise. Okay, I'm ready. We got a reading, didn't we?
Yeah.
What is it?
1527.
See, I'm pretty good, huh?
So either I need to practice with the little Tony.
Right.
I was dead center with the bead,
Yeah.
and it shot low right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give you just some regular Foster slugs and let you feel out where you need to aim with that thing, because it's a different animal there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it shot real low. That's why the It didn't catch it. It completely missed the vest.
Yeah, so it went here. Feel it. Yeah, I can see some shredding and stuff on the backside over here.
Just clipped a vest. If you hit it on the edge like that, it'll just kind of. It's not effective. You got to. The bullet has to hit a couple inches in.
Yeah, so it definitely went through.
Yeah.
Clipped the vest, kind of pushed it out of its carrier.
Yeah, it shredded it.
The round shot really low, but fortunately, we still kind of catch it in frame. And what's really weird is we see sparks coming out of the slug. I can't even begin to explain what's going on there. Now, even though the slug was kind of waggling around, it was more or less stable out of the smoothbore shotgun. Now, since Lonzo hasn't quite mastered the little Tony, we decided to just shoot the rest of the slugs using a fully rifled shotgun, the Mossberg 500, Danny's old shotgun, with the red dot. Can't go wrong with that.
Okay, now we're going to try one with tightwad out of the rifle barrel. Same target. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Yikes. Okay, now that I probably caught it. You get a reading?
1436.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. 1436 on the chrono.
Ready?
Using spin stabilization and a shotgun he's more familiar with, Lonzo did much better on this, hitting the sticker. And if you look closely, we did have some actuation occurring on impact. You'll notice that the Kevlar body armor bunched up into a tight little ball. That usually indicates that we have caught the slug. But boy, that impact alone would probably be fatal. The kinetic impact would just cave in your chest. Overall, I'm really pleased with that shot. It looked like everything worked out really well.
Yeah, I'd say you shoot better with the red dot than the bead sight,
Yeah,
which is
definitely
normal for everybody.
Yeah, so hit just, you said just below or here?
Right, yeah, I just clipped the corner of the sticker.
Yeah, so if you see that, we'll move this vest a little bit. So, I mean, definitely if it's catching the vest.
Oh, look at that dent.
Oh, yeah, I punctured it. And it's, oh, you're definitely breaking some ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to cut into that unless you want me to, but it's right here. It's all bottled up.
Yeah, and usually it's really hard to get it out of there.
Yeah.
It'll be all entwined in the Kevlar. Okay, after 20 minutes of surgery, we finally got it out.
Yeah, we've got it. So very interesting. So, I don't know if you can see that piece. Screwed into that piece.
Yeah, he threaded them together. That's how, I was wondering how he held them together.
Yeah.
So he's got like a threaded sleeve in there.
Yep. And then there's the front of it.
Yeah, the powder actuated unit is all caved in.
That thing.
Okay, now we rifle barreled with long shot, right?
Yep.
See what kind of velocity we got there. What did we get?
1559.
1559. Got a little wet towel on our chronograph to keep it from overheating. So far it's working good today. It likes reading these. No problem reading these. When we have a penny or something in there, that confuses it, I think.
Well, we got another good shot by Lonzo. Good stability, good spin, and pretty decent accuracy. I think he may have been aiming a little bit higher than that, but I'm happy. Didn't seem to get actuation on that one. That may have been a normal plasma flash.
I think he hit a fresh spot on the plate.
I think I might have hit half of another one.
Oh, I think it was.
But
Well,
that is very interesting. So that brass end split in two.
Oh, okay.
And that I guess like the screw part, the shaft, is just perfectly just wedged in the lead, and it's in there.
Interesting. Okay. Is it in there pretty tight?
Well, let's see. Yeah.
Can't get it out? Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think that's part of the lead plate now.
yeah.
I think if we had some tools, we could probably unthread it out.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah,
you
it's
got the
in there pretty
knurling on there, so you can grab it good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That was a good one. That was fun to shoot.
good, good, good. Okay, tight wad again. We got the ballistic gummy bear, and Lonzo suggests putting a jug behind it. I thought about it for a while. It's like, let's see how that looks. I wasn't sure, but I think it's a good idea. Okay, where are you going to be aiming for? His face?
The snout.
Okay, good idea. I'm ready. Oh, man.
Hopefully got it.
I'd say he did.
Oh, yeah,
You got 12.99 on that one. Quite a bit slower. I thought it'd be up near the velocities of long shot. Oh!
This is an interesting one because we don't have very good stability or spin on this shot with the tight wad. Now, fortunately, the accuracy was still pretty good. I just like to see the slugs a little more stable and a lot more spin coming out of that rifled barrel. And it appears that the powder actuated device did not actuate on this one. Now, we had some pretty important clues. We had the low velocity, and the recovered sabots are really mangled up, indicating that the gas seal blew out, causing high pressure, high temperature gas to destroy the sabots more or less. And this is what the sabots normally look like when everything goes right.
What happened there?
What are we gonna call him?
I don't know. Gummy the gummy bear?
Very original.
Right.
So I was aiming for the snout, and it hit just below a little left.
That one was flying very wonky though. I think we had a gas seal blowout. It's hard to tell.
There's a little bit of black.
Okay,
marking on
I was
the
wondering if
inside.
there was any
Can you see that?
kind of. Not really.
Not really.
Turn it sideways a little bit. There you go.
There you go. You can see it in there, a little bit of black.
Okay, so it might have actuated in there,
But it definitely went through.
and then it went through the jug.
Yeah, it just disintegrated the jug.
Yep, yep. Okay, the tactical wet magazines.
Fire in the hole!
Oh,
Whoa!
I'd say it went through.
1633.
Whoa, why is it so fast?
Fire in the hole!
Oh,
It would seem that long shot is the better propellant for this application. We have great stability, great accuracy, and tremendous power as it blasts right through the wet magazines. Now, it's not very often I use two different recipes like we did today, but it is interesting and we learn a lot by doing that.
how'd it do, Lonzo?
That was pretty freaking awesome. You could see the hole just caved all the way through 3 giant magazines.
Yeah, lean it back, you'll be able to see the... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we can see Greg over here. Hey, Greg. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lots of power. Didn't even slow it down hardly. That was a fat one. I made it extra thick too.
Yeah, I felt it in my shoulder.
Okay. You notice I haven't given you real heavy slugs yet. I've been working you up. We're up to 1 ounce now.
I'm ready.
Next week it might be 1.25 ounces or so.
So I'm excited about this one. We kind of just combined 2 things. You filled up the Wilson Volt volleyball with water.
Yep.
And how you did that, I have no idea.
Magic.
And then I don't know what ballistic rating this helmet is,
Probably level 3.
but we put it on top. So we're hoping we're gonna hit the volleyball. Maybe that kinetic energy is either gonna just pop the top or see what happens. We have no idea.
Yeah. It's just, which sometimes we just come up with weird ideas like that.
Yeah.
But I think it might be interesting.
I'm excited.
Right? Okay, let's see if we got a tight wad. We had some problems with the tight wad last time, blowing out the gas seal. Well, hopefully this one works. Okay, I'm ready.
Wilson! Wilson!
Well, once again, we didn't have great stability, but fortunately it kind of flew nose first and got a little bit of actuation going on there, folks. I'm excited about that. And as you can see, our poor steel table is getting beat to heck today. It's kind of turning into a taco. But once again, it kind of proves that tightwad is not the right propellant for today's test. Even though it kind of works, it's not ideal. I like to see a lot more stability than that.
We got the tractors out again. Thank you, Mr. Beepy Tractor. Okay, we got another tightwad. Wait for that stupid tractor to stop. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, I saw a nice flash on that. We get a reading?
1323.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Now this one did a little bit better, but we do get a glimpse of the gas seal right there at the bottom, and you can see that it is blown out. It's ripped up. But this one, woo, that one actuated pretty well. That's what they were supposed to all do. So it looks like maybe those powder actuated cartridges were just a little bit beyond their best buy date. But I'm really happy that at least one worked well like that. And it's always interesting to see a steel plate flexing like it's made out of rubber.
Even though it was the tightwad, it behaved, it did pretty well. So
Yeah, you used the word I haven't heard in a long time, walloped.
Oh, okay.
It walloped the plate. Put a little tiny dent, but I think this one's going to be my favorite so far.
And that nice flash we got on it.
Yeah.
Finally saw a good flash. That's what we were hoping for. The magnesium shavings.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, good solid. I don't think the tractor was beeping that time. Thank you, Mr. Tractor Driver. All right, we got the TAOFLEDER head. We almost forgot about that. It's like, oh, what else we got to shoot? Oh, the TAOFLEDER head. It was in a bucket. And we another tightwad. We don't know. We can't trust the tightwad, but it's close enough. Maybe it'll cooperate with us. Maybe it won't. There's only one way to find out, though. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, hit it. Piece of tree falling down there. Okay, hit it.
You know, I'm starting to really hate tightwad. Not a very accurate shot, but accurate enough to hit the dang head in the mouth. And we had a pretty okay reaction. It looks like he's throwing up, if that's a good reaction. Now we saved one of the long shot rounds for the ballistic gel block test, and we wanted to ensure that we'd have an accurate shot on that.
Okay, another wonky tightwad shot.
Yeah, so aiming here to get that water bottle, and it hit right on his chin, if you can see that.
Somehow it still hit the water bottle somehow. Miracle.
Just went straight through.
Yeah, again, and there's another of the sabos there that's all burned up. Does not like tightwad. I don't know if I even want to use that anymore. I'd rather use E3, I think. Getting some pressure problems and
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of interesting. We can see a small impact before the slug actually hits. And I believe that is a piece of the powder actuating case. So it might have detonated in the barrel. It's hard to tell. And a piece of that shrapnel hit the gel block first. But overall, the slug did really well going through the gel block. And we can see it after hitting the steel plate, spinning off into the weeds somewhere that maybe, if we're lucky, we'll find months from now. Overall, we had fun shooting Diceman's slugs, and I appreciate his contribution to the channel.
What happened, Lonzo?
So shot it about 6 yards. I shot a little low because of the red dot offset. But
Yeah, usually we aim like an inch from the top edge of the block, and he just forgot.
yeah, it just channeled all the way through.
But yeah, it's nice level shot. Did a good job.
Yeah, and then we put the plate in the back hoping to capture the slug, but it hit here
left a little brass
And it
mark.
went to La La Land. So we could
Yeah,
not
I see
find
it on the high speed. It doesn't look like it could have gone very far. And the funny thing is, I found a piece of the rods from God from 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever. Yeah. That's the funny thing. We're looking for a slug and we find old slugs that we didn't find the time before. So we'll find that one again someday.
In a couple weeks we'll find it.
Yeah. That's how it works.
So yeah, I mean, very interesting. It just like the wet magazines. I mean, it just went right through.
Yeah, the wet magazines and the gel block are kind of,
Right.
you know, similar.
I kind of knew it was going to go all the way through, and I was kind of hoping we would capture it, but it just hit hard and it just went.
Yeah,
gone,
I
so.
should have brought like a little piece of Kevlar or something to catch it, and all we had was that plate.
Yeah.
And we angled the plate so it wouldn't deflect right back in your face, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, we try to think about.
Yeah, I mean, just interesting though, man. Just a hard hitting round.
Yeah.
Super hard hitting.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't load them all with tightwad. You know, that's the good thing. In retrospect, I wish I loaded them all with long shot. You know, long shot definitely was the better powder this time. But anyway, any other thoughts there?
No, I mean, I really like this round. I didn't know what to expect. I call it the Frankenstein. I mean, like, it just a hard hitting round.
Yeah.
It just demolished everything it hit.
Yeah.
So
For whatever reason,
Some
you know.
of the comments about the flies last week were
Yeah, it
hilarious.
has nothing to do with all those cows over there. Yeah, flies and cows. Yep. Yeah, that's why we have flies. All right, thank you everyone. And I want to thank all our Patreon supporters and channel members too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then for the comments, Tightwad is probably going to be a good high school band name.
Yeah, you got to have the band name. Gosh.
So, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me back on, Jeff.
Yeah.
And it was fun. So hopefully we get to blow up some more stuff in the future.
Absolutely.